Capricorn, stop. Do not scroll past this. I need you to hear me clearly because what just came through in this spread has genuinely shaken me, and I have been reading cards for over 2 decades. This is not a casual pull. This is not a gentle nudge. The message that arrived for you on this 12th of August, 2026, carries a weight I have only felt a handful of times in my entire practice. Someone who went silent, someone you convinced yourself had forgotten your name, is standing at the edge of a decision that changes everything between you. And the timing? The timing is not accidental. Before we go deeper, I need you to do one small thing for me. Drop in the comments where you are watching from right now, just your city, your country, anywhere. Let the universe see you showing up for yourself. And if this is your first time here at Trusted Tarot, subscribe, because what is unfolding for you this week does not wait for you to be ready. It is already in motion. Capricorn, I want you to take a breath with me right now, just one. In through your nose, hold it for a moment, and let it out slow. Because what I am about to tell you, I need you grounded for. I need your nervous system settled. Because the energy that is moving toward you between now and the next 72 hours is not loud. It is not dramatic in the way you might expect. It is quiet, it is deliberate. And it is coming from a place you had emotionally sealed shut. The cards opened with the tower reversed, and I will be honest with you. When I saw that, my hands paused over the deck. Because the tower reversed in a love position for a Capricorn in August does not mean destruction. It means the destruction already happened. The earthquake already shook through. You already survived the collapse. And what is emerging now, what is clawing its way up through the rubble, is not chaos, it is reconstruction. But not yours, theirs. There is someone, Capricorn. You know who I am talking about the moment I say it. You felt a flicker in your chest just now. A tiny, involuntary clench. You were not supposed to still feel that. You told yourself you were over it. You told yourself the silence meant closure. You told yourself that if they wanted to speak, they would have spoken already. And yet here you are, watching this reading, at this exact hour, on this exact day, with that name still living somewhere behind your ribs like a bruise you keep pressing just to confirm it is still tender. I need you to understand something before I go further. You did not find this video by accident. The algorithm did not serve this to you out of randomness. Your higher self has been pulling at the threads of your attention for days now, maybe weeks. You have been reaching for your phone and putting it down. You have been opening an app, staring at a blank screen, and closing it again. You have been waking up just slightly too early, lying in that gray space between sleep and consciousness, and feeling a presence in the room that you could not name. That was not nothing. That was your spirit knocking. That was your intuition saying, something is shifting, pay attention. The silence is about to break. And here is what I need you to hear, Capricorn. The silence was never indifference. I know that is what you believed. I know you built an entire story around their quiet. You said they do not care enough. You said I was not enough to make them stay, to make them fight, to make them choose me. And that story became a wound. And that wound became a wall. And behind that wall, you started rebuilding a life without them in it. You started saying their name less. You started filling the hours. You started smiling in photographs and meaning it mostly. But they were not indifferent. The cards are showing me the Nine of Swords in their position, and that is the card of sleepless nights. That is the card of someone staring at a ceiling at 3 in the morning, replaying every word they said, every word they did not say, every moment they chose pride over vulnerability. This person has been in a private reckoning, Capricorn, not a performative one, not one they posted about or told their friends about. A silent, grinding, solitary reckoning with the fact that they walked away from something real because they were terrified of how real it was. You felt it, did you not? In the last few days, something shifted in the atmosphere around you. Maybe it was a sudden wave of emotion while you were doing something completely ordinary, washing dishes, driving, standing in a shower, letting the hot water hit your shoulders, and out of nowhere, their face, their voice. A specific Tuesday afternoon you spent together that you had not thought about in months. It hit you like a wave and you thought, why now? Why am I feeling this now? I thought I was past this. You were not being pulled backward, Capricorn. You were being tuned inches their energy was reaching toward you before their words could. Their spirit was testing the frequency, seeing if the channel between you was still open. And it is. God help you, it is still open. You never fully closed it. You just turned the volume down and pretended the room was silent. And the dreams. I have to ask you about the dreams because the cards are insistent here. In the last week, maybe 10 days, You have had a dream that felt different from your usual night noise. Maybe it was water, a river, an ocean rain against a window. Maybe it was their hands. Maybe you heard their voice saying a single sentence and you woke up before you could process the words, but the feeling of the voice stayed with you all morning like a residue. Maybe it was a number. Maybe you keep seeing the same number on clocks, on receipts, on license plates, and you cannot explain why it keeps appearing. That is not coincidence. That is confirmation. That is the universe pressing its thumb into your awareness saying, yes, this is real. Yes, this is happening. Yes, they are coming. Now, I am not going to tell you everything yet. I cannot, because what is coming, the specific message, the specific action this person is about to take, it only makes sense if you understand the full architecture of what has been happening behind the scenes. There is a reason this is landing on August 12th. There is a reason it is landing now and not last month, not last year. There is a reason the cards showed me the wheel of fortune turning upright right before I pulled their significator. And I am going to walk you through all of it. But I need you to stay. I need you to breathe through the next few minutes with me, because what I am about to reveal is going to ask something of your heart. And I want you to be ready to receive it without flinching. You have waited long enough, Capricorn. You have carried this quietly and bravely, and I see you. I see how tired you are of being the strong one. I see how exhausting it is to grieve someone who is still alive, still out there, still breathing the same sky as you but somehow unreachable. I see the part of you that is embarrassed to still hope, the part that whispers, what if I am making this up? What if I am projecting meaning onto silence because the alternative, that they simply do not want me, is too devastating to sit with? You are not making it up, you are not projecting. The cards do not lie to me and I will not lie to you. Something is coming, and it is closer than you think. But before I turn that final card, before I speak the specific truth of what this person is about to say and do, I need to ask you something. If this reading is landing in your body, if your chest feels warm right now, if your eyes are slightly stinging, if you are thinking, yes, this is mine, this is my story, then do not just watch and walk away. Subscribe to Trusted Tarot. Hit that bell so you do not miss the next message the cards have for you, because this is not a one-time transmission. This is the beginning of a sequence. And if you can, share this with one person who you feel, intuitively, needs to hear a voice telling them that the silence is not the end, that someone is still thinking of them, that the story is not over. You are not forgotten, Capricorn. You were never forgotten. You were being missed in a language you could not yet hear. Capricorn, I need you to settle into this next part because I am going to walk you inside their mind, and I know that is the place you have been most afraid to look. You have spent months, maybe longer, constructing a version of them that is cold, detached, unbothered. You built that version because it was easier than believing they felt something and still chose to leave. Because if they felt something and still walked away, then what does that say about your worth? That question has been a splinter under your skin. Capricorn, and I need to pull it out right now, gently, but completely. They did not leave because you were not enough. They left because they were not enough for themselves yet. And that is not your failure. That is their unfinished architecture. The Seven of Cups sits in their emotional position, and it tells me they were drowning in options, in distractions, in the illusion that something easier, something less terrifyingly intimate, existed on the other side of you. They told themselves a story. They said, I need space. They said, I need to figure myself out. They said, this is not the right time. And maybe, in the moment they said it, they believed it. But belief is not truth, Capricorn. And the truth has been catching up to them in the quiet hours. Here is what I am seeing. In the last 3 to 4 weeks, something cracked open in them. Not a gentle realization. A rupture. Maybe it was a song. Maybe it was a place they walked past that smelled like a memory. Maybe it was a conversation with someone else where they heard themselves saying something you once said to them. And the echo of your voice coming out of their own mouth stopped them mid-sentence. Maybe they saw your name somewhere. A mutual friend mentioned you. A photograph surfaced on an old phone. And instead of scrolling past, instead of feeling nothing, they froze. And in that freeze, the whole dam broke. They have been rehearsing, Capricorn. I need you to hear that word. Rehearsing. They have picked up their phone more times than I can count. Have typed words into a message and deleted them. They have opened your name in their contacts and just stared at it, thumb hovering, heart hammering, and then locked the screen and thrown the phone face down on the bed. They are not indifferent, they are terrified. There is a difference so vast it might as well be another universe. And the reason they are terrified is because what they feel for you has not diminished, it has compounded. Silence did not erode it. Silence fermented it, turned it into something richer, heavier, more undeniable. And now they are standing at the edge of a decision that terrifies them almost as much as losing you terrified them in the first place. The card that appeared here is the Knight of Cups, and it is upright, Capricorn, upright. That means movement. That means the energy is no longer stagnant. The Knight of Cups does not gallop in slowly. He arrives with intention. He arrives with an offering. And the offering here is not a casual hello. It is not a testing of the waters. The cards are showing me confession, a naming of what was left unspoken. They are going to say the thing they should have said the night they walked away, the thing you deserved to hear and never received. And when it comes, it is going to undo something in you that you have been holding rigid for a very long time. But here is where I need you to be careful, and I say this with so much love. When this message arrives, and it is arriving, your first instinct will not be joy. Your first instinct will be suspicion. Your first instinct will be to protect the peace you built in their absence. You will want to say, too late. You will want to say, I already grieved you, I already buried this, do not dig it up. And that reaction is valid. That reaction is the part of you that kept you alive during the silence. But I need you to hear this. You do not have to answer from that wounded place. You are allowed to receive their words without immediately building a case against them. You are allowed to listen before you decide. You are allowed to say, I hear you, and I need a moment. You do not owe them an instant response. You do not owe them forgiveness in the same breath as their apology. But I am asking you, gently, to not let the old wound make the decision for the you that has grown in the silence. The you that is stronger, clearer, more rooted than you were when they left, that you gets to choose, not the frightened you, not the abandoned you, the sovereign you, and the timing, Capricorn. I need to speak to the timing because I know you have been asking the universe, why now? Why not 6 months ago when I was still raw? Why not 3 months ago when I still checked their profile at midnight? Why now, when I have finally started to exhale? And the answer is this. The wheel of fortune does not turn because you are ready. It turns because the cycle is complete. They needed the full rotation of their own reckoning. They needed to hit the bottom of their own avoidance. They needed to sit in the consequences of their silence long enough for the silence to become louder than their pride. And you needed the full rotation of your own healing. You needed to rebuild enough of yourself that their return is not a rescue. It is not completion. It is a choice. A conscious, clear-eyed choice made by two people who have walked through their own fire separately and are now choosing freely to stand in the same warmth. That is why it is August 12th. That is why the cards pulled themselves in this order. On this day for your sign at this hour. This is not random. This is ripened. The fruit does not fall before it is ready, and neither does the truth. Let us talk about the exact shape of this arrival, because the cards are not showing a casual breadcrumb. They are not showing a hesitant, low-effort text sent at 2 in the morning just to see if you will bite. The Knight of Cups does not deal in crumbs, Capricorn. When this communication lands in your hands, it is going to have undeniable weight. It might be a voice note where you can actually hear the slight tremor in their voice. It might be a long, unprompted paragraph that lights up your screen when you are sitting in your car or lying in bed right on the edge of sleep. And the first words are not going to be an excuse. They are not going to be a justification of their absence. They are going to be a pure, unfiltered admission. They are going to say the words you have been starving for. I was wrong. I was scared. I have been thinking about you every single day, and I did not know how to bridge the gap. I need you to prepare your nervous system for that specific vibration right now. Because when you see those words, your body is going to react long before your logical mind can process them. Your stomach is going to drop. Your hands might actually shake. Your throat might tighten, and you might feel a sudden, inexplicable heat rise in your cheeks. You might feel a sudden, irrational urge to cry not out of sadness, but out of the sheer, overwhelming release of a tension you did not even realize you were still carrying. You have been holding your breath for so long, Capricorn, bracing for the other shoe to drop, bracing for the finality of their silence, that the sudden influx of oxygen is going to feel almost dizzying. And here is the subtle shift, the turn in the energy that I need you to be ready for. You have spent so much time fantasizing about this exact moment. You have played out the scenario in the shower, on your commute, in the quiet moments before sleep. In those fantasies, you are cool, you are collected, you are entirely untouchable. You make them wait, you make them work for it. You hold all the cards, but when the real moment arrives, the fantasy falls away, and you are just a human being with a beating heart, staring at a screen, realizing that the person who broke your heart is now handing you the pieces and asking for help to put them back together. The reality of their vulnerability is going to disarm you in a way your fantasies never prepared you for. This brings me to the warning, and I need you to listen to me very closely here, because this is where so many people sabotage their own miracles. The ego is a brilliant protector, but it is a terrible guide for love. When this message arrives, your ego is going to scream at you to protect yourself. It is going to whisper, make them pay for the silence, leave them on read, give them a taste of their own medicine, show them how it feels to be ignored, and I understand that urge deeply. I understand the visceral, intoxicating satisfaction of holding the power for once. But I am asking you to rise above the petty geometry of revenge. If you respond from your wounded ego, you are just continuing the cycle of pains you are proving to them, and to yourself, that the silence changed you into someone cold. Do not let their past fear dictate your present warmth. When you reply, do not play games. Do not wait exactly 4 hours just to prove you are busy. Do not send a one-word answer to a paragraph of deep vulnerability. True power is not making someone wait. True power is being so secure in your own value that you do not need to play games to prove it. If you need time, say so. Say, I received this, and I need a day to process. That is power. That is sovereignty. But do not use silence as a weapon just because they once used it as a shield. Receive their words clearly, not defensively. Read them not just for what they are saying, but for the immense courage it took to type them. This person is stepping out of their own emotional hiding place. They are risking rejection. They are risking the very humiliation they spent months trying to avoid. Honor that risk even if you are still angry. You can be angry and still be graceful. You can be hurt and still be open. The cards are asking you to hold a beautiful, difficult paradox. Keep your boundaries ironclad, but keep your heart unlocked now. Let us look at the cosmic clock, because the timing of this is not just psychological, it is profoundly astrological. We are sitting right at the tail end of the Lion's Gate portal. August 12th is the final, echoing breath of this massive cosmic gateway. The Lion's Gate is all about the heart, about courage, about stepping into your divine authority and speaking your absolute truth. As an earth sign, Capricorn, you like things solid, predictable, built on a foundation of chronological time. But the universe operates on spiritual ripeness, not just the ticking of a clock. For weeks, the energy has been building, pressurizing the emotional atmosphere between you. This person has been feeling that cosmic squeeze. The universe has been literally pressing on their chest, making it physically uncomfortable to keep holding back their truth. They could not speak during the heavy eclipses. They could not speak during the retrogrades. The energetic weather was too turbulent, too confusing, too clouded by their own shadows. But as the portal closes, the fog lifts. The clarity is absolute, and the pressure to speak becomes greater than the fear of speaking. This is why it is happening now. The divine window is open, and they are finally stepping through it. They are no longer fighting the current, they are surrendering to it. And you, Capricorn, you have been doing your own profound work under this exact same cosmic light. You have been clearing your own throat, finding your own voice, learning how to stand in your worth without needing anyone else to validate it. So when they arrive, they are not arriving to save you. They are arriving to meet you, two whole people, forged in the fire of separation, stepping into a completely new paradigm. The energy is ripe. The soil is ready. The seed that was planted in the dark is finally breaking through the surface, and it is reaching for the sun. Capricorn. I want to slow down here. I want to bring the energy down from the height of anticipation and land it softly, gently, in the center of your chest. Because I know what this reading has stirred up in you. I know that even as hope is blooming, even as your heart is cracking open with the possibility of their return, there is another voice in you. A quieter, older, more exhausted voice. And that voice is saying, I cannot survive being disappointed again. That voice is saying, I just got my sleep back. I just got my mornings back. I just stopped flinching at every notification. And now you're telling me to open the door again? I hear you. I hear that voice. And I want to speak directly to it now. You do not have to survive being disappointed again, because this is not a repetition. This is not the same story looping. The person who left is not the same person who is returning, and more importantly, you are not the same person who was left. You are not that version of you anymore. The version of you who would have crumbled, who would have abandoned herself to keep them, who would have accepted breadcrumbs and called it a feast. That version is gone. She did her work. She wept, she raged. She stared at the ceiling and asked God why. And she survived. You survived. And the you that exists now, the you listening to my voice in this moment, is someone who can receive love without losing herself in it. You do not have to be afraid of this. You do not have to armor up. You do not have to prepare for the worst-case scenario just to feel safe. You are allowed to hope without apology. You are allowed to want this. You are allowed to feel the anticipation rising in your body like a tide and not feel foolish for it. You have earned this hope, Capricorn. You paid for it in tears, in silence, in long nights of questioning your own reality. You earned the right to receive something beautiful without flinching. And I want to extend this beyond just love for a moment, because the cards showed me more than one thread weaving through your reading. This same energy of delayed revelation, of something hidden coming into the light, is touching your career and your finances. There is a professional situation where you have been overlooked, undervalued, or kept in the dark about a decision that affects your future. That silence is also breaking. Between now and the end of August, truth is being exposed in your work life. A door you assumed was locked is going to swing open, and it is going to ask you to step through with confidence. Do not shrink. Do not make yourself small to make others comfortable. The same cosmic window that is bringing emotional truth into your personal life is bringing visibility into your professional one. You are being seen, Capricorn. Finally, fully, undeniably seen. Now, I want to close this reading with a small ritual. Just you and me, no performance, no pressure. I want you to place your right hand flat against the center of your chest, right over your heart. Feel the warmth of your palm through your shirt. Feel the steady rhythm beneath it. That rhythm has kept you alive through every single day of their silence. It did not stop. You did not stop. And now, I want you to take one deep breath in, filling your lungs completely, holding it at the top for just a moment, and then releasing it slow, like you are letting go of a weight you have been carrying for months. Let it go. You do not need to carry the weighting anymore. The weight is over. And as your hand rests there, I want you to whisper this, either out loud or in the quiet of your own mind. Say, I am open to receiving. I release the need to control the timing. I trust that what is mine cannot pass me by. I am worthy of love that chooses me clearly, loudly, and without hesitation. Say it once more if you need to. Let it sink into the tissue of your chest. Let it become true in your body, not just your mind. Sit with this message tonight. Do not rush to check your phone. Do not refresh their social media. Do not manufacture a reason to reach out first. The universe is handling the logistics. Your only job right now is to stay open, stay soft, and trust that the message is already in transit. It is already being typed, already being spoken into the quiet of their room, already gathering the courage to cross the distance between their hands and yours. It is coming, and when it arrives, you will know, you will feel it in your body before you even read the words. A settling, a quieting, a deep cellular exhale that says yes. Finally, yes, you are not crazy, Capricorn. You are not delusional. You are not too much, and you never were. You loved deeply, you grieved honestly. And you are now standing in the sacred space between what was and what is about to be. And this space, this liminal, breathless space, is where miracles are born. You are in the birth canal of something new. Hold on just a little longer. The light is right ahead of you. This has been Trusted Tarot. If this reading found you at the exact moment you needed it, if your chest is warm right now, if your eyes are glassy, if you're thinking, yes, this was for me, then I need you to do one thing before you go. Type the word receiving in the comments below. Just that one word. Receiving? Let it be your declaration to the universe that you are no longer hiding. You are no longer deflecting. You are open. You are ready. You are receiving. And if you have not already, subscribe to Trusted Tarot and tap the bell, because this is only the first transmission. The cards have more to say to you in the coming days, and you will not want to miss what arrives next. Share this video with one person who you feel, in your gut, needs to hear that the silence is breaking, that they are not forgotten, that someone is still holding space for them in the quiet. You are loved, Capricorn. You are remembered. And the waiting is almost over. Go gently tonight. Place your hand on your heart one more time before you sleep, and know with absolute certainty that the next chapter is already being written. Trusted Tarot, signing off. Until the cards call again.